Alrighty, hello and welcome again to another Tuesday night Sound Goblin stream. I am, as always, Bogradder Josh.
And I am Vincent, and I will be monkeying around this evening, or aping around, or something around.
And I am the Krampus, who has been recently stuck in a barrel until I was freed and joined the party.
Shiv isn't going to make it to join us tonight, unfortunately, but we're going to get going here. We're going to be continuing on with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and hopefully not drop a million frames tonight like we did last week.
No promises.
So we're kind of getting started off from sort of where we left off last week, which is the first boss.
Yes. Note that we aren't going through this game linearly so much as just what I felt was interesting so far from what I've played. That's why we're doing the first boss. And none of the other bosses. The bosses are actually interesting, I just don't want to do them. Because there's other stuff I'd rather get to.
Fair enough.
But this one actually gives you a good idea of what the bosses are without, and Dixie Kong, the Superior Kong. Ah,
You missed.
yes, I did. Die. There we go.
You did a good job of making me think the objective was to avoid him.
No, the objective is to avoid these fish. Or for me to remember that I have a roll mechanic, which would work so much better there.
Yeah, probably.
About now. There we go. Oh, those things up. Phase 2. This is basically how all boss fights work. You hit them 3 times and move on to the next phase. There's usually 3 phases.
Ah, he has entered Code Purple.
He has a roll move, too.
Yep. Ah, a little bit too late. There we go. Banana!
That's what happens when you roll too much. You get dizzy.
Phase 3.
Oh, he's really angry now.
Where did you find this guy?
And now the reason why she's superior to...
She's so superior, how come she ain't wearing pants?
No one wears pants. It's forbidden on DKL. But yes,
It's a good rule, I like that.
Funky wears board shorts. Does that count?
Funky
No.
is an outsider, that's why he uses the plane. He's the only one allowed to travel to the manlands. He's mastered their technology, but we've forbidden it from Kong Island.
there we go. And this nonsense again. without me turning them into hearts. Gold hearts. There we go.
Oh.
Results. You punched him. Okay. But yeah, that's basically how all bosses are. Give or take. They are interesting boss fights, actually, and mechanically very different from each other.
That's good.
I remember the original Donkey Kong Country, which was just jump on the enemy 3 times,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no matter what.
Avoid their attacks for a little while. Jump on them now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only thing different in the original Donkey Kong Country was how many times you could jump on them in succession.
Yeah, pretty much.
If the beaver was allowed to make a full circuit of the arena, you were a terrible Donkey Kong Country player.
Yes.
Occasionally, they would change things up, and you would have to hit something 3 times with the barrel.
Or occasionally, you would have to wait for him to throw his crown, then jump on top of him. Okay, once. Let's see. If I remember, yes, that is not a way you can go. It's like a good 50-50 chance of that most of the time.
So is there just a giant chain of islands of anthropomorphic animals? I mean, that's not really a new concept, don't get me wrong, but...
That's right, you missed the opening.
Yes.
So they got kicked off of DK Isle by the Snowmads, who froze the whole thing and then put their boat at the top of it. At the top of...
On top of the DK island that is
Yeah.
literally DK's head.
Yes. On top of that, I'm all covered in cheese. Disclaimer, Mountain not actually covered in cheese.
Ironically, it's covered in discarded banana peels and ape shit.
Mostly, yes.
And a bunch of reptile carcasses from the last few failed invasions.
Yes. Well, there aren't reptiles this time. These are the Snowmads.
Yep. King K. Rool, sir, not involved in this game.
He's not here. He's at the tavern getting drunk. So it's just a bunch of owls, or just a bunch of generic
It's
ice
owls and
themed
walruses and penguins and
anything vaguely ice related.
basically.
Yes. This particular one has a lot more walruses. Or not walruses, has a lot more owls. Because, as you can kind of tell from the
it's the
theme of
timber.
this island, it's the...
Timber area.
yeah, it's the aerial area.
Okay.
Actually, it is the timber area, now that I mention it. As we will see in the next stage I do. I have no idea why I'm carrying. Hey, checkpoint! Oh, fuck. Oh, that was sensible. Yay, money. I can spend on tchotchkes.
Is Cranky Kong still selling you stuff that's very situationally useful?
No, Cranky Kong is actually one of the power-ups.
Yeah.
Or
Cranky
one of
Kong is
the,
a party member in this.
Yes.
I see.
And Diddy Kong, who is in all ways inferior to Dixie. I missed. Basically, they're both a hover, except Dixie's actually goes up a little. So it is just a better hover. I'm not sure what point that was. I'm missing something. Oh, well.
Annoy you. Or maybe you already got the collectible there.
Entirely possible, but no, because I
No,
don't see
this
the
is a new,
shadow.
also this is new, this started from a new file. So.
No, this one didn't start from a new file. This is actually my.
Oh, you loaded the previous one.
Yeah.
I was doing setup, so I didn't see which one you loaded.
Now make this take as long as possible.
Sound Goblin Gaming. Quality guaranteed. Quality of gaming Not guaranteed.
We guarantee quality.
Those of you watching, in case you haven't picked up now over the past several months, Vince isn't actually terribly good at platformers. He just plays a lot of them.
Okay, these are that one type. Especially on stream after 8 hours of work for some reason. Because I want to purposely put on a bad show, apparently.
Alright, we'll go get the NES Gummy Bears game and test your balancing skills.
That's just a bad game.
Yes, it will motivate him to play better games and play them well. So he doesn't have to go back for training.
I mean,
I don't have to be
he-
motivated
he-
to play better games.
yeah,
I'm doing that right now.
He actually plays good games. I'm the one that plays garbage.
Hell, this is probably one of the best platforms in 2D platforms
Hey,
in
Hunter.
Super Mario World. I actually do adore this game. I am bad at it, but I do adore this game. Like that. You know, my balloons are my lives. I haven't, like, done anything, by the way, to inflate them in any way.
No, the
They
game
just
just
fill that-
naturally gives you a million lives.
It's almost like lives are an outdated concept.
Yeah, go figure.
That was a grabby thing back there.
Yeah, they're mostly worthless.
Or hilarious, but usually worthless. Sometimes both, but usually when there's stage progression.
Plus, he's got another chance.
Time is a flat circle.
I recommend stop hitting that penguin.
I'd love to.
I got him 4 times, Morty! 4 times! Things is looking up for us penguins.
I hate these type of platforms. That's why I hate these type of platforms.
You are not a tiny monkey.
Especially when I don't have Dixie to break the game mildly. Everything is measured precisely for Donkey Kong's jumping, and Dixie goes just a little bit higher than that.
That's it.
Well,
If you
I want to give it a try.
doesn't lie,
See how I want to see how the jump physics feel, basically.
really good, actually.
I can see where I have some problems with it. There's a little bit of drift there.
I usually don't have problems with it. As I said, I'm not playing in my best condition.
Yeah.
Either. Yeah.
Wasn't sure what the roll button was. I was one probably better roll off the edge and then jump out of it.
X and Y.
Yeah.
B and A are the jump, X and Y are the roll, and ZL and ZR are the, that thing, are the grab.
Yeah, his jump is a little floaty, and honestly, the way that Donkey Kong jumps have always kind of been floaty in the Donkey Kong Country games. It just makes it a little bit harder to do precise jumps.
I think that this was
Probably a puzzle piece.
more than likely, yes.
Yeah, you can see it back there.
Oh, yeah. I think I've already gotten it, so it's... No. Well, I mean, I have already gotten it, but I think I've uncovered it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's faded out.
Yeah. So yeah, if it's a secret I've already gotten, which is basically just the puzzle pieces, that's what they look like.
Okay. You and I in Cranky Kong shop buy a bag of balloons, the money we brought.
Why did I jump?
I believe I can fly. I was wrong.
I could. I'm also too used to actually having an assistant, which for some reason is not here.
Grab the pig. Pig will let you fly.
The pig does not have a rocket-powered jump pack or hair. Superior hair.
Kong by L'Oreal.
Your reliance on jump assistance has made you weak. Prone to failure. That's just bad timing.
That's just bad timing.
Do not become reliant upon the hair. It will betray you with its absence.
Unless you make sure that it won't be absent for very long. You basically can, but I don't do that. Because...
Platforms, platforms everywhere. And not a Kong to fly. So close.
Fucking momentum.
I too desire to have a giant cannon that fires me into a pile of leaves. The finer things in life.
There's only 2 on that one.
Yep.
Right side, I did better when I remembered I could use the D-pad. Because redundant controls, which I absolutely love about this game.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a certain level of simplicity of control scheme, you can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, old school Mario 64 basically worked on 3
Nope.
buttons and
Yeah, it's kind of one of those
camera
things.
controls.
Yeah, older style platformers where you really only have, 1 or 2 actions can allow for redundant controls. And it's honestly kind of distressing that games have sort of drifted away from that to the point where you need every button on the controller plus some combos.
Yes, especially for platformers, which are pretty much the simplest 2D action game.
Yeah.
Or you only usually...
There's unrest in the forest. There are platforms in the trees.
You see, I'm partially doing this level to demonstrate why I don't like Island 2.
It's just a lot of these crumbling platforms and
A lot of that, a lot of the heights in general. There's a lot of bottomless pits to jump over. No, I set off the other one first.
I took him with me.
Give it a shot again here.
Sure.
Okay. There you go.
Okay.
alright, that's kind of clever.
Oh look, a balloon.
Alright.
Good, we're making them back slowly.
There are levels that would just rack them up. Obviously not this one. Okay, so now the only other thing I want to do in this area, which thankfully it does not involve most of what this area does. I believe this was 2-4, which I just passed. Yes. That's right. This is actually one of my favorite levels in this game. And I will play it mostly with 2 buttons.
Minecart level.
Yep. And as you can see, the minecart actually has 2 health, and is generally not that annoying. Because they will actually give you health every once in a while. So it is not a ridiculous execution challenge. They also like to do a lot of alternate paths for like puzzle pieces and such. Also visually this level.
Now we are in a log mode.
Yes.
Good night, moon. Nighty night, log flume.
That letter, which is hard to get-ish. So you actually have to like intentionally get this thing to go underwater.
Yeah.
Ah, hell.
Wall.
Yes. Just walk the rest of this level. Free life.
Ow.
Wasn't even trying to block you, you just hit me!
You deserved it.
Hurry, asshole!
There we go.
Oh god! There's fur everywhere.
There's 8 blood in my lumber.
Okay, I forgot how that part of the level worked. It's like, right, it spawns the crap in front of you. Not sure what I hit there.
There was spikes. It spawned a thing in front of you that you were supposed to duck.
It's too bad the Kongs are going to get the bill for all the infrastructure they're breaking on the other islands.
That's fine, they forward to get a roll anyways.
Who keeps sending me these bills?
I am not made of money.
That's it. Next Smash, I'm kicking someone's butt.
I jumped too late on that one. I was holding down.
Oh, you jumped too late on the one before. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
That can throw your timing off on this. And also it's a very hard to time things that aren't there. There we go. Da.
Fence.
Hmm.
There's a fence.
Yes, there is a fence. Da.
Do it again. But yeah, on the topic of control simplicity, it's something that, on the one hand, I think is nice to have modern sort of platformer games that stick to more classic design principles, in so much as the actual like mechanics sort of promote usage of simpler controls. But like, I don't know, I'm kind of torn on it because, like, for instance, a good example I can think of is so there's a game called 20XX, which is very much a take on like classic sort of Mega Man style games with some roguelike elements because everything has to have them now apparently. But like one of the things about it is like, I mean, at its core, Mega Man is essentially a 2-button game. You have jump, you have shoot. You know, later on they institute things like slide and charging and stuff like that, sure. But like at its core, it's 2 buttons. 20XX uses like 6.
Why?
Because rather than doing the thing where you have like kind of one weapon selected at a time and that's the weapon you're using, instead you can carry up to 3 weapons plus your base weapon, and each one of those is on a different button, and then like there's the like dash button and jump and all this other stuff, and so it just becomes this honestly kind of like, it's a good game and I enjoy it, but it's just sort of a control mess for the style of game it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I could totally see that, actually.
It also doesn't help that there's weird sort of. I'm not entirely sure what thought process took place to actually figure out which buttons to use for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, so the 3 additional weapons you can carry, in addition to your sort of base, buster type weapon, 2 of them are face buttons and one's a trigger.
What?
Yeah, it's a very bizarre choice for that kind of stuff, and I kind of get it in that you're already using 2 face buttons, one for your base, buster, and one for shooting, or one for jump, one for shoot. So you only have 2 face buttons left, but it's just kind of like it's this bizarre design decision of like, well, okay, maybe just only have 2 like kind of optional
There.
weapons then, so you just use the other 2 face buttons for those, or it's something like it just feels awkward.
Yeah.
And again, it's a great game, it's a lot of fun, it's just weird design decisions.
Right. So off of this world. On the savannah. Which I just love themically. And then let me remember which button is A and B on this controller. Thankfully this doesn't matter after I get into a level. Okay.
And now the rabbits have joined in.
Donkey Kong, apparently when he rolls, he's a lawnmower. I don't know how that hit me. I know that works.
Yeah, it just kind of makes you think of like design philosophy and design decisions for retro style games.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously, part of the reason why classic game design, say like the original like Mega Man's, were 2-button games is because that's what you had.
Yeah.
Yes.
You had A, B, and a D-pad. So there were actual like sort of technical limitations there, but while there is stuff that can be done, modernly now that we have controllers with a lot more buttons on them, it's also a question of how much of that should you implement as sort of core gameplay mechanics and how much of it should be more sort of optional.
Yeah, because on the flip side, you've got games that came out like the looter platformers, like Banjo-Kazooie and stuff like that, that crammed as much into the controller as they possibly could.
Yeah. But like, modern throwback style games, like one thing, for instance, that a lot of, more recent, like sort of Metroidvania style games, for instance, do now is, Super Metroid, if you wanted to switch between what Samus was firing, you had to like hold down R and press select or something like that. Like it was a weird button combo to do. And now it's just like, oh no, we just put it on shoulders. Like, we have 2 shoulder buttons. We got R1 and R2, or right bumper and right trigger if you're using the wrong controller. So they just tend to like do like just it's you just kind of do the thing, and the shoulder buttons just switch weapon firing modes, which is a cool innovation and I think works really well. But it's not necessarily a core gameplay mechanic per se. It's like this is something that could have been done by opening a menu and switching weapons or something like that. It's just that creates an interruption in game flow. But something like having them all mapped to individual buttons like 20XX does feels like a step too far almost.
Yeah. As you can see, the Savannah Island, which is mostly consisted of parade floats.
It's the Savannah Island, taking place inside a Broadway production of The Lion King.
Yep. Oh god, this part. The Union of the Snake. Okay. These. Yep, that part. So these grass patches you can grab onto. These platforms change as to whether or not you actually need to the whole time.
Right. Obviously, when they're more vertical, you need to be holding on. When they're more horizontal, you can just walk on them.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that one took me a while the first time I did it.
I could see that.
I actually made that level look competent. It's okay. I mean, I missed-
Hey, you know, got all the letters.
Yes. I'm not bothering getting the letters, mostly because I don't really care about the unlock, and I probably also already got the letters last time I did this.
Man. Remember when the only way to actually save your progress was to get all 4 Kong letters in a level? Wasn't that a great game design?
So yeah, show you this real fast, Waldy. This is a shop.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can technically buy lives because reasons. Green balloons, which let you ignore pits. Blue balloons. Time underwater. You can buy Kongs. Notably, you can buy like backup Kongs, so you have like 3 of them in your inventory. You can buy Squawks, who will help you find puzzle pieces. Armor, health, etc., etc. By the way, I never buy any of these. I 100% throw them into this thing. Throw every single coin I have into this.
Okay.
Gets me these 3D models that I already have, mostly. Because I don't need to reduce the difficulty of this game. Despite evidence to the contrary.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Nothing's wrong.
This reminds me of exactly the business model of gacha machines. That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
Okay. So I would say 3, 4 because... Oh, that's right. Yep, that's fire.
Teach you for trying to head back to the start of the level.
It does that. No, it doesn't respawn. these. Nobody can put out fires.
Oh, I mean, I would assume so. They explode into water.
Apparently so can decay barrels.
No, I would think so. They explode into blood.
Bloodfruit.
Yes, thank you, pig.
I think my fire's a little too big to put out.
That's right, that's how that one works.
You got a second before it flames up, basically.
Yeah. Bananas. Ah, flaming ground.
Yep.
That's what it was, okay.
That's kind of messed up. That puzzle piece in a place where you cannot not take damage in order to get it.
Yeah. Some of the puzzle pieces are a little messed up like that, but again, they are... There's a nice pretty picture, so... They are very much for the completionists, which I am not. Though I do grab them on occasion anyways. As is seen by the amount of puzzle pieces I already have. No, that doesn't work.
Still swings low enough to hit you.
Yep. The checkpoint was just right here anyways, so not a big deal. I have no idea why I switched back to the analog stick. Perfect timing to miss both of them exactly.
Yep. Gomez, you failed without fail.
There's an arch of that.
Yep. banana. Come, come, Donkey Kong. Okay, I know that the entire forest is on fire and we desperately need to get out of here, but I have a very important question for you.
Huh.
How do you turn on the power in Phantom Factory?
How do you beat Beaver Bother?
And end of life.
Yep. We got a letter. Actually, it's
You received a grade N for not good. Not bad, but not good.
So to explain how this works, there's 4 Kong letters that are easily visible from the stage, but you usually have to do tricksy stuff to get them. You have to grab... They say between only checkpoints, whereas the puzzle pieces, if you grab them permanently, period.
Okay.
The Kong letters are used to unlock a hidden extra hard level within each of the islands, which when you complete all of them, gets you to a hidden extra hard world.
So that's that blank black one that I keep seeing on every island.
Yes, except for the first one, because I unlocked it there.
Okay.
And then tried it a bit. And then said, screw this. Pretty much in that order. Did I miss? Yes, I think I did. Somehow I missed this in my notes. Because there was one other one I wanted to do for its amusement. And yeah, it was Rodent Ruckus.
Rodent Ruckus. That sounds suspiciously close to Beaver Bother. We can't have that.
Because I have to demonstrate every little gimmick with this thing at least once. Ah, bonus work. Oh, there was a bonus there. And the hard one. So those are all puzzle pieces if you get all the bananas, basically.
Nice.
And this barrel. As you can see, it's a barrel. Okay.
Now we play Flappy Bird.
Yes. Again, like the minecart, at least has 2 health, so...
Yeah.
But yes, this entire stage, which is done with 1 button.
If you're hearing the sounds of snoring, that's not your imagination. Krampus has fallen asleep.
He generally does that. case you're wondering, yes, if you get that trail of bananas, you do unlock a puzzle piece, because that's how that shit works.
Of course.
Ah, now my favorite part of this level. Sorry. That one's down. Remember for next time. Cannot indeed damage boost my way through this stage.
As you immediately forget for the first one again.
Ah.
And slam yourself into the ceiling and protest.
Exactly. Ah. Maybe
You got cheesed.
Yes. No. Up. Then down.
Not that far down.
Yes.
It's a good thing we had a facility full of these monkey clones.
Oh, it's alright every time. He just walks back to the beginning. It's the rules.
Too low.
Yes.
Folks, I hope you're enjoying our stream. 2 hours of this one section of the rocket area on Donkey Kong Country Jungle Tropical Freeze.
Now it's a rocket area. They have more than one. It's just the first of them. Aha, life. Now moving on to everyone's favorite, the underwater island.
Oh, lovely.
Normally, yeah, that would be my reaction too.
So I take it we haven't seen them yet, and given the mechanics on this, I'm guessing that this one does not have the animal companions.
It has Ramby.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, doesn't have on guard or well, Squawks tells you where
Yeah.
the puzzle pieces are, but
That's the thing. You don't actually need Unguard, is the other weird thing, because they actually make good water mechanics,
yeah.
which is... Ammunition. Because, yeah, you press in a direction, you go in a direction.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than the Flappy Bird mechanics of
Yes.
original DK games. I mean, you have oxygen, which is mildly annoying, but not at the same time.
Yeah, as we did note last time, it's like there's a meter. It is pretty substantially long, and it does refill immediately, as completely as soon as you touch air. So
Yeah.
it's not super bad by any means.
And there's always these bubbles around here, which also refill the meter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they do stuff like that, and it's no issue getting around it, really. And then swimming right back into it for no reason.
Not sure what you were doing there, honestly.
Near am I. I don't know when those supposed to be serious. That I've already done.
Transition.
Yep. So the fully underwater part of this level. That's right. Yep. Good enough.
Can you not attack them?
I can. He takes like 3 hits. He's mildly annoying. Also, I want the extra hard. And once again, for underwater, Dixie's your best choice.
Yeah.
That's mainly why. Because once again, Dixie lets you basically ignore base mechanics. Yep. Pick. Turnaround is longer than I think on that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, not that you don't seem to have a gift for timing yourself to dive directly into stage hazards when you're not underwater either, but...
Yes. Okay. Now that I have my Blade of Dixie armor again. Slash the Kong that should just be doing the swimming anyways. Too fast. But yeah, I actually quite like this island simply because it's a nice change of pace,
Yeah, fair enough.
and it's not badly done.
Yeah, different mechanics, but again, not bad water physics for a platformer of this style.
Also the Kraken.
Well, I mean, of course.
Or octopus, I don't remember which. I think you only ever see tentacles. Navigating through a minefield by just setting off all the mines.
I mean, the kind of what EOD is, actually.
Yeah.
There's a bomb here. What are we going to do about it? Blow it up?
Oh. So much more annoying without Dixie.
I Dixie barrel back there.
There was.
Yes.
Did not see it.
It was one of the split areas where you went down and it was on the up path. Yeah, just past here.
No. I did not see that. Okay. No. Yes, octopus.
Yeah.
Ah.
You got inked.
Yep. Thus making this part harder.
I mean, there was a Dixie barrel on the way.
Sure. Should we know that underwater around DK Isle is a lot of spiky things?
I mean, on land, on DK Isle, there's a lot of spiky things.
This is true.
Have you seen their hornets? It's like somebody gave wings and a bad attitude to a spike.
Oops. There we go.
I think it saw you. Now it's on.
Hmm.
No, you have ON. You
Yes.
missed the K somewhere.
At the beginning. Or there was a K. As these things are not hidden.
Yeah.
There's a G. Oh, nah. Bright side, we have a half hour for this stage.
The last one you wanted to show off.
Basically, yeah.
Fair enough. You almost made that.
It's actually more surprised I was alive as long as I was.
Yeah. Seems there was a lot of leeway on that kill plane.
Yeah. Right, cannot take that one path through the mines for some reason.
Because it means you do have to sit there for a while.
Yeah.
Wait for him to pass. You're actually almost probably better off trying to go for the side that has the G. You don't necessarily need to actually get the G, but
I also don't need to randomly get hit by his tentacle by pixels.
yeah. Hurt boxes is hurt boxes.
Yeah. I mean, it did hit me, just barely. Why is that there? Up faster. Okay.
There we go. Octopus defeated.
Yep.
For me, it was like a return to the womb.
It is totally on. Right. So the rest of this half hour.
I mean, we can call it a short stream if you don't have anything else you want to show off.
Not particularly when it comes to this one. But yeah. As I said, I very much like this game. The visuals are amazing, actually, and really imaginative.
And hey, the guys behind it, Respawn Entertainment, have recently said that they are going back to handle the new Metroid game.
Retro.
Retro, sorry,
Yes.
Respawn. Different company.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't that they're going back to handle the new Metroid more? Nintendo handed it off to them because the other studio that was working on it wasn't doing the work Nintendo wanted.
Yep.
Yeah. And Retro had an actual idea and a pitch, and Nintendo liked it.
I mean, strictly speaking, Retro is responsible for all the other Metroid Primes. It's just nobody who was actually on any of those games is still at Retro. So,
Yes. Yeah, after those people left is when they started actually making the Donkey Kong Country series, the 2 Donkey Kong Country games they made, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's there's a whole weird thing about the ball being passed around on that one because obviously they couldn't have Rare still working on Donkey Kong games because Rare is owned by Microsoft now, but
I mean, the relationship with Microsoft is a bit better now, but still...
well, considering Xbox Live is coming to the Switch,
Yeah.
bizarrely.
For what reason, apart from just linking social profiles?
Just linking social profiles and tracking and stuff like that.
Mm.
It's a weird thing, but it was one of the announcements of like one of the most recent Nintendo Directs, and everybody's confused by it. Anyways, we're actually going to go ahead and call it here for tonight, just because this is going to be a little bit shorter stream, just because we kind of did the first half of it last week when we were having connection issues. Which, looking at it here, we dropped 0 frames today, so it was just some sort of weird thing going on last week.
And not indeed some weird thing going on whenever I try to play a video game, apparently.
Yeah, or the Switch or whatever. So thank you all for joining us. We will be back. Myself, Krampus, and Shiv will be here on Sunday around 2 p.m.ish playing more Kingdom Hearts 3. And then the whole group will hopefully be back next Tuesday around the same time, 7 p.m. Pacific, playing something. We don't actually know yet. It's going to be either Krampus or Shiv playing a game of some sort.
Yep.
And we hope to see you all then. Thank you for joining us, and have a good evening.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye. We're waving at the microphone.